Ramen noodle soup. Everyone's had it before. Everyone knows it's inexpensive, but everyone also knows it's pretty boring, not the most nutritious meal ever. So how do you take this super cheap thing and turn it into something awesome and easy and convenient? Let me show you how. So it's springtime. It's early spring rather. Our perennial herbs are just starting to sprout. Of course, we have this delicious thing which is called lovage. It's sort of like celery, but it grows like crazy. It's one of the best perennial herbs to get so far as how easy it is and how much food you get from it. Delicious chives, which are a type of onion in the allium family, and parsley, which is perennial in some places, not all places. This actually is store-bought leftover parsley. But what am I doing with all this stuff? I'm going to chop it all up and throw it into my soup pot. One of the things that's amazing about herbs is that they are actually extremely nutritious. In fact, parsley is considered to be one of the most nutritious vegetables that there is. Okay, in addition to those fresh garden herbs, I have a couple other things I found in the fridge. I took a couple of the raggedy leaves off the outside of a head of cabbage, a couple of little carrots from the bag, and there's some celery too. And I'm actually just going to use the tops of the celery because most people throw those away, but honestly it's the most flavorful portion, and it's really good to use, especially in soup where it gets cooked down and it loses that little bit of bitterness that turns most people off. And I found a little old piece of garlic sprouting actually in the pantry. It's sprouting, it's fine, it's not going to hurt you. It's just like a green onion, another allium. So that's all going to go in my soup also. Okay, to me the most important thing about making a soup is flavoring it. You can see here some of my favorite things that I like to add to my soup, and measuring is lame. Nobody likes to measure things, at least I don't. I just like to put them in until it feels like it's tasty. So I have my hot water here, it's boiling, getting ready to boil, and I add some Worcestershire sauce. That's okay, honey, you can measure things. Balsamic vinegar, a little bit more. This adds a nice tanginess to it. The Worcestershire adds some major amounts of umami deliciousness. I have pure sesame oil, which adds this delicious smokiness. Garlic powder, because you can never have enough garlic. Onion powder, same reason. Put a little bit of that in there. And I love seeds because they're like amazing explosions of flavor. This is delicious fennel seed. That's what gives Italian sausage its signature flavor. And caraway seed, which is what gives rye bread its signature flavor. And I love this stuff. And of course, my absolute ultimate favorite thing in the world. I don't know if you can see that, but I just ground a bunch of pepper in there. And maybe put a little bit of Tabasco sauce or something in there too if you want it spicy. Oh, you said, wait, well, what about the little packet that comes with the ramen? Doesn't that have the flavoring in it? Well, that has salt, but it doesn't have very much deliciousness in it. You take your fresh chopped herbs, and garlic, pour it in there. Delicious. Okay, you might be wondering, why am I using expensive flavoring things? Well, I'm only using a little bit, and it's worthwhile to invest in these things so that when you make super cheap food, you can spice it up enough to make it taste really good. I'm going to add my roughly chopped vegetables, celery tops, the outer leaves of the cabbage, and some rough chopped carrots. So yeah, put this stuff in there, stir it up. It's all in there. Stirring it up. So I'm just going to let that boil for a while. Then I'm going to throw in the noodles. Okay, so here it is. This is how I take something very inexpensive and economical, 15-cent ramen noodles, and I turn it into a still inexpensive but very much more exciting meal, but it's also still has that convenience and quickness of ramen. It took me, I don't know, 15 minutes to make this. and that's while making this video. And remember, I'm just using mostly the waste parts of vegetables that people just throw away, the outer leaves of the cabbage, the tops of the celery. And I'm also using fresh spring herbs from our perennial herb garden in our backyard. Make it very cheap and also very nutritious and delicious. Give it a shot. You'll love it.